Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar. Today's webinar title is Zimbra 9 Built for Collaboration Superheroes. So we have two wonderful speakers lined up for today's session. The first speaker is Mr. Benny Suwadi. Mr. Benny is the head of IST corporate from PT Gunung Sewu, Kencana, Indonesia. The second speaker is Mr. Piyush Mato, our senior sales engineer from Singapore. So before we start, I would like to let you all know this is a recorded session, and we will be sharing the recording with all the attendees. So throughout the presentation, you can ask questions using the Q&A box on the right panel. We will have a Q&A session at the end of the webinar. So without much delay, I would like to invite the first speaker, Mr. Benny.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for Sinacor for inviting us to share our journey. We have been using Zimbra now on the almost 7 years. So in this short presentation or short sharing with all of you, I'm just going to go through how we are using this and what kind of consideration that we have when we migrate. Previously, we were using Lotus Notes. And 2014, that's when we migrated to Zimbra. So first, just an overview of our group. We are a diversified conglomerate here mainly operating in Indonesia. We are we are mainly in the 3 vertical industry. First one is integrated food. For some of you that is live or stay here in Indonesia for quite some time, you might be familiar with some of our brand, right? So for example, the fresh fruit for the pineapple and banana, under the brand of Sampride. So you can find this in major supermarket and many city throughout the Indonesia. And then you also see the canned pineapple. So if you like to eat canned pineapple, then most likely you are also eating one of ours. We are the 3rd largest producer in the world. So it means 1 in 7 can is most likely is coming from our side. And then you see the milk is with the brand of Hometown, and you can see this in a lot of supermarket or retail in the major city in Indonesia. And then there is also, you see the chicken nugget. This is our downstream product from the poultry business under Sriya. Then at the last one, you also see the gummy bear under the brand of UP. UP is a joint venture with another firm. And the second vertical of our industry is in insurance, life insurance, under the brand of Sequoia Life. Believe that we are the largest privately held life insurance in Indonesia. The third vertical is the property. This is just some of portfolio of our property. And you can see on the first property right here. This is the office tower that just 2 years ago finished, and we also move in as our new headquarters. I believe this is the first LEED platinum grade building in Indonesia. And the picture next to it is high-end property located in the Central Business District, and the one below it is the landed house project that we have, mainly targeted for the individual that just started a family. And nonetheless, the other portfolio of ours is also manufacturing shoe. We mainly make for OEM for export, but we also have a local brand, and you can find this in some of the retail mall in Indonesia, in Jakarta especially, under the brand of Gino. There is a porcelain product under the brand of Zen, Besides selling to the end consumer, we also selling mainly to the Horeca business. And the last one is Baramutiara, is our mining business in Sumatra. So what was our challenge when we still using Lotus Note before migrating to Zimbra? So as our business grow, so does our user base. That means we will need to be able to deliver more with less. For those of you that managing IT really understand this, right? Over time, there always that pressure to deliver more with less from time to time. And we also need to have the flexibility to be able to integrate with other software. In today's world, is really whatever tools that you need to have as a collaboration in one way or another, you will need to integrate it with other function as well. There is some example of how we integrated Zimbra when we moved to our new head office, which later you can see in the later slide. Definitely, we want also to have a platform that is continuously developed, and Zimbra does that. They continuously develop from time to time, enhance. And definitely what most important would be security, right? Which is very important in today's digital world. And last and not least is that we prefer also the system running on the open system, because the open system just give you the best in terms of TCO. So our journey with Zimbra actually started in 2013. This effort actually being done by my predecessor to have a proof of concept, and we did quite an extensive proof of concept back then. And now he's running one of our business. So 2014, we did the initial migration with about 700 users. And when we did this migration, we want to do it by batches, because we cannot afford to do it everybody at one go, since email is being used mainly for our communication, collaboration, not just with among our group, but also with our business partner, vendors, and so on. So 2016, we finally finished the migration of about 2,500 users. And we expand the number of users in 2018 to about 4,500, or around 4,500 users. 2019, that's when we moved to the new office, and we did the integration with the smart office. So this is a sample of integration that we did with Zimbra. The first one is the panel meeting room, right? So what problem does it solve with the panel meeting room, or rather what issue does it address? So of course, this is prior to COVID time, where many of us is working in the office, right? And the issue that is addressed is that there is not enough meeting room. And how is that? Because people know that meeting room resources are only limited. And what they do is that if they want to have a meeting, whether that meeting is actually a sure thing or not, but they want to book the room first. But if they're not using the room, so people will forget to release it so that other people can use. So as the result is that in terms of meeting room utilization, then we have a lot of empty room that is not being used, or it's kind of hard to tell whether that meeting room is being used after it's being booked, right? And also the second one is that whenever you see an empty room, empty meeting room, you're not really sure if this meeting room is already booked or by somebody, because in order for you to make sure, especially when you are with a supplier or you are with a third party, right? And then you invite them, and then you go into a room, and all of a sudden then somebody said that, hey, sorry guys, that I've booked this room, right? So if you have a panel outside the meeting room, then you can easily see if it is green, that means the room is available. And then you can also see from what time to what time the meeting room is available for book. So the idea is that we want to increase the utilization, the actual utilization of the meeting room, by integrating this with our calendar system, which is our calendar system is using Zimbra. The second one that we do is the smart lobby. It's basically for our visitor, whenever they visit our one of our business unit or one of our company, then they can it just give them a faster in terms of be able to access the building. Later there is a short video, just a 2-minute video. At the end of this sharing, then we can show. So this Smart Lobby Ambassador also integrated with the facial recognition. So what is the numbers looks like after we migrated to Zimbra? So as you can see, in terms of total cost of ownership for 5 years, we are saving about 240K. And there are also some saving on hardware from one of our business. So in total, it's almost 300, just slightly over 300K. Much bigger quota size. So we were able to give 15 times in terms of quota size to our user. Bigger send and receive limit, about 4 times bigger than what it used to be. And the number of users that we need to manage also 3 times bigger than before. And definitely with a bigger mailbox means our user doesn't need to spend a lot of time in terms of archiving, or something that they need to do when we are still using Lotus Notes. So how is our relationship with Zimbra grows? When you are running a production system for a number of years, one of this time then the system is down or the service is not working, and somehow for one of the other reason you cannot get it up, right? In order for you to support you in this critical production system, then you need a partner that is responsive. And Zimbra or Synacor are very responsive, especially if this is a severity one that impacted the production system. So they're indeed very responsive from our experience. During the migration, before we started the migration, actually there is a critical issue. I believe the issue was regarding the calendar, because we want to migrate user calendar as well. And at the time, using the available tools that is not available. So it's becoming a concern for us. And we bring this up, and Zimbra at the time, they sent the senior technical advisor to fly to Jakarta and work side by side with us. They sent Pius, one of the presenter here today. So he spent 3 or 4 days with us, and at the end of that 3 or 4 days, the issue that important to us, we were able to resolve. We are a very heavy user on calendar, as you can see the integration that we are having, and also we are very we use calendar on a daily basis for most of our user, and of course some of this we also encounter some bugs or something that is just doesn't work right, so we file it, and Zimbra of course address some of this concern as well. In terms of security, as mentioned before, Zimbra always update the security feature, and currently with the 2-factor authentication, we also take advantage of this feature. As a matter of fact, ever since that we are working from home, we want to add additional protection for our user, and the way we do that is we activate the 2-factor authentication, and now we are well on the way and protected many of our user with this feature. And lastly, Zimbra is continuously developed, as I mentioned before. And therefore, one of the things that we are looking at, especially when we started working from home last year in March, is that how we can enhance even better collaboration. is that by having an enterprise chat, right? We can also do it in WhatsApp, but WhatsApp, your company data is not within you, whereas with enterprise chat, it's within the enterprise control. And we are looking forward actually for this feature that Zimbra is developing, the Zimlet, and that they integrated with the community edition of the enterprise chat. Okay, I think that's it. That's the end of my sharing. So do we have enough time, Surin, to go to the video? So in this video, there is two parts of this video. The first one is the first visitor that come to the office. Is very typical whenever you come to an office in building in Jakarta, they ask you for identification, they take your picture, and then after that, they give you access to the floor that you need to go. But for the repeating visitor, every time you need to do this, of course, it will become a hassle. So that's why we have this lobby ambassador to help a visitor or whoever that is coming to our building to have a better experience in terms of accessing the building and coming to our floor. So go ahead, Shirin. So the visitor can access our floor either using their national ID or they can also access using the QR by scanning the QR. So they will arrive in level 37 of our floor, and they will be guided to do a one-time registration in our system. So this is integrated with Zimbra calendar, and using the email address that they put in, then it will automatically send a notification to the host, the one that invite the meeting, that hey, your guest that the one that you're having in your calendar for this time is already arrived, right? Okay, so this is for the returning visitor. So for the repeating for the second time visitor, then they will be inviting using our calendar system. So here we are using Zimbra, right? The meeting, the location, the floor, and so when they come for the second time, there is a kiosk at the lobby that they can just do an express check-in. They don't need to go to the receptionist anymore. So there is a facial recognition. And because already associated facial recognition with email address, then you can just need to print the visitor label that already has the QR code and also the Wi-Fi access. Whenever if they choose, they need to have guest Wi-Fi access. And when they come in using the kiosk, the host or the one that invited the meeting will get the notification by SMS that the guy their guest has arrived. So that's just the sample of how we integrate with Zimbra using the calendar system. Is quite heavy in terms of development when we moved to our new office back in 2019. So that is the sharing from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Benny, for all the great insight. It's really a very great, good presentation. So let us now proceed to Piyush for the next session. So Piyush, please take it away.
Thank you, Serene. I need the presenter rights, please. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Thank you, Serene, and good afternoon, and welcome once again, everyone. Today, we will specifically talk about the key integrations that Zimbra has and how do you really use Zimbra as a true collaboration software. So that's my agenda for today. So we'll talk about the product overview. So Zimbra 9, as we all know, or most of us know, is built as a true collaboration software. It is extensible and integratable. What does this mean? Basically, what we say is we do not ask our customers and partners to rip and replace everything, right? If you choose to migrate to Zimbra from a legacy environment, and if you are using some of the other collaboration tools, we don't want you to just, throw away those investments and do what Zimbra does. Zimbra has an out-of-the-box integration with tools like Slack, Dropbox, Zoom, WebEx, and many others. So the idea here is if your users are comfortable using some of these tools, you can continue using these tools and integrate Zimbra with these tools. Now, having said that, if you are not using some of these tools and you're looking at creating a complete collaboration software or an environment, especially in times like these where we are working from home and remote locations, we have our native tools to provide a collaboration software or a collaboration environment. Zimbra Connect is an environment or is a component that helps you do one-to-one text chats, one-to-many text chats, video calls, audio calls, screen sharings, desktop sharing, and everything else. It's an integrated component into Zimbra within the Zimbra web client. Zimbra Docs is a component where you can create Office documents, spreadsheets, presentations, documents, and work on them within the web client itself. You can share these documents internally or externally. You can even share them internally to make sure that your peers are editing that document simultaneously. So it's a collaborative document editing platform. And Zimbra Drive, basically Zimbra Docs and Drive are an integrated tool. Zimbra Drive is basically a tool that helps you upload files, create folders, share these files with appropriate access, whether you want to give only viewer access, editor access, you want to share it outside your domain and revoke these shares at a later time. So all of that is possible from the Zimbra web console. You do not have to step out of the web client when you are coming into the office. So everything that the user does when he comes to the office, right from email to chat to file sharing to audio video meetings to document collaboration, everything integrated into a single platform, right? So as an IT team, you don't have to manage multiple software. You don't have to deploy multiple endpoint softwares and manage their upgrades and manage their troubleshoot their issues. It's just one console where the user logs in and gets everything that he does for his day-to-day job. Now, Zimbra also provides a seamless end user experience, whether it is the Zimbra web client. Now, we also have a native Zimbra desktop client. Yes, we used to have a Zimbra desktop client in the past that is end of life, end of support. But now we have launched a new Zimbra desktop client, which is currently in beta. You can reach out to any of us to give you the beta download that you can try and test out. This Zimbra desktop is available for Windows and Mac PCs. And it provides a seamless experience. The end user features are exactly the same whether you're coming from a web client. We have also launched our native mobile app. Now, this has been asked for, I think, forever, right? So now Zimbra has its native mobile app available for Android and iOS. That's currently available on the Play Stores and App Store. You can just go there, look for Zimbra email. This is a core hosted app you can download and deploy and run. Now again, even on the Zimbra app, everything is a consolidated view. You can go to your briefcase, you can go to your calendar, you can look for your folders, you can look for your files within the mail app itself. Again, you don't have to step out of this app to look for files in a different application, look for chats in a different application. Everything is a consolidated view. The only I would not say limitation, the only requirement for the app is you have to be running Zimbra 9. Right? This mobile app does not work on legacy Zimbra environments. It has to be Zimbra 9 and above, right? Same is the case for Zimbra desktop. So Zimbra mobile app is something that you can currently download and start using it. The Zimbra desktop is still in beta. You can reach out to us for giving you the download link where you can download and use it. Some of the key Zimbra features that are in the product, I just wanted to highlight as a part of the session. In terms of security, we do support active sync for your mobile users. So if the users are fond of a specific app, and our ideology has always been that we will let the users decide what they want to use. We do not force the users to use our native desktop client. You want users to use our mobile app. Yes, it would be good if they're using this, but if they're comfortable using an external app, we still support ActiveSync, so they can continue using a mobile app of their own choice. We support with ActiveSync. We also support something called remote wipe. If a user loses his device or he goes out of the organization, you can remotely wipe out his data. We support large mailbox sizes, right? So if you're coming from a legacy environment, where storing large mailbox sizes was a challenge, Zimbra supports very large mailboxes. We have a mix and match of editions. So if you are a customer is looking to optimize cost even further, we can do a mix and match of an environment in the same deployment. Choice of desktop clients, whether you want to use the web client, the Microsoft Outlook client, or you want to use the Zimbra desktop client, we will let the users decide what they're comfortable with. Legal compliance and archiving is a component which is a lot of relevance to government and FSI customers. It's an integrated part of the software. You don't have to buy a third-party software to do Zimbra archiving and discovery. And finally, allow block and quarantine. Now this is an extension to my ActiveSync basically. So as an administrator, you can define which mobile devices are allowed to access emails, even though you are a valid user. But if the organization decides, okay, users are only allowed to access emails on a specific device, so you can kind of define the device IDs that will be allowed to synchronize emails. So in these times, again, where everybody is remote, your data is vulnerable, going into multiple hands, you really want a controlled environment. You really want to do a lot of MDM capabilities for the users, so that you don't end up data getting in wrong hands. So we do support all of those MDM capabilities as well within the product. Zimbra has always been easy to integrate and customize, right? We've been always talking about Zimlets and integrations and everything else. But with Zimbra 9, I would say that we are actually creating a lot of integrations. We've been talking about Zimlets for the longest time, but with Zimbra 9, we actually see those integrations. We actually see those integrations working with customers and running in those production environments. So we have integrations with Zoom, Slack, WebEx, Jitsi, Google Drive, Nextcloud, and some of those integrations are in the pipeline, and some of those integrations, some of our customers have done it themselves, like the one that Pak Benny just showed us in the previous session. So some of those integrations are developed by Zimbra and are available for everybody, and some of these are developed by customers for their specific environment. So you can just go ahead and deploy your own integrations, work on those integrations, and create a real true collaborative environment for your end customers. And as easy is customizing the UI as well. So you are the customizing of the UI, you can put your own color schemes, your own logos, your own themes can be put, and to look as if it is your mailing platform and not coming from a specific OEM. So you can completely white label, you can put your own themes and logos with Zimbra, and it is very, very easy to customize and rebrand Zimbra. I am done with this presentation. I know we are running over time, but I will just take another minute or so to run through the Zimbra 9 web UI. Serene, do you see my Zimbra 9 slide?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So this is what Zimbra 9 UI looks like. So on the right hand side, you see here is the Zimbra chat or the Zimbra Connect. The people I see here in green are available. I can just click on them and start chatting with them right here itself. Right, I can just click on this and start a video meeting as well with Serene. Or if I wanted to do a group video call, I can create my own spaces. If I go here, these are one-to-one text chats. I have spaces that I have created for the APAC team, and if you see here, I am the administrator of this group, and I have like 4 or 5 people in this group. I can start chatting with here. I can do a group chat right here. I've got Ellen, Eugene, Anand, and a couple of others here in this meeting room or this chat room. I can do a group video call as well. I will just do a quick video call right here. And if I click on this, the other attendees would get a call and they can just start, I will mute myself here. And there you see me, that's me, and that's Ellen. So yeah, we can start a quick video call right here. We can off our videos, we can mute, unmute, share our screens. All of that is available right within the web client. Similarly, something called Zimbra Docs and Drive. Here, if I come here, I can create my own folders and my own files here. For the sake of this demo, I will just go ahead and create a new spreadsheet here. 27th May. And if I want to share it with people, I will say Ellen. I will give her editor access and add her. I will say Eugene. I'll also give him editor access and add him. And I say Serene. Right. Add her as well. So all the 3 of us or other 4 of us have access to this spreadsheet. This is internal. If I wanted to share it outside my domain, I could have just clicked on this share link, and I could have copied this, make it a public link. I could set a password, my own password, or a system generated password depending on my choice. Now this file is, since it is shared by me, I can see all the files that I have shared with my peers. Files that have been shared with me, I can see right here. So if I just go here and I double click this file, I will see 4 users already in this file, right? So all of us are updating this file simultaneously. So just for your information, everybody else, whether it is Serene, Eugene, and Ellen, all of us, all of them work from Singapore. I am working from India. So we are basically, but all of them are working from home as of now. So, but the idea here is 3 people or 4 people working on the same document, geographically in 4 different locations, and we are collaboratively editing a same document or a same presentation. I can just go ahead and save this, download this file as a normal spreadsheet file. I can just go ahead and save this and close it. While I close this, other folks will still have access to it. They can continue, editing this file and changing. I come back later here again. I can still see them editing this document, having all of that. So that's the Zimbra Docs component. And if I wanted to see the Slack integration, we've seen the Zimbra chat or Zimbra Connect. If there are users who are on Slack, if I click on Ellen, and if you see this icon here, Ellen is not logged into Slack as of now. Let's see if somebody else is. Yeah, so Eugene, you see him as green. So Eugene is logged in Slack group or a Slack workspace. I can see him green here, and I can just click on this and start a Slack chat from either the Slack web client or the Slack thick client. So all of these integrations are available that you can just go ahead and continue using it. You can just go ahead and start using those and consume those integrations. You can develop your own integrations that are specific to your business. The Zimbra environment is very open and can integrate with all of this. With this, I am done with my presentation and my demo. We will open it for Q&A. Please keep your questions coming in, and I will try and answer them right now.
Thank you, Piyush, for the great presentation. So yes, we do have quite a number of Q&A as questions has already come in. So why don't we kickstart the Q&A? So just a reminder, for any questions, please key in your questions in the Q&A box. It's actually located on your right panel. So let's start. So one of the questions that we see here is why are we making integrations only with cloud services? What about open source Nextcloud, for example?
Yes, we do have an integration with Nextcloud as well. So as I said, these are just some logos that we have put. There are many others that are available, that are under development. Nextcloud is still there. So it is when you deploy Zimbra, the Nextcloud Zimlet is a part of the product.
So the next question is, we are using Zimbra 8 integrated with Nextcloud OpenDrive using Zimbra Drive extension. So we found Zimbra 9 classic interface still support the existing Zimbra Drive, but no longer support the existing Zimbra Drive.
For the Zimbra 9 Nextcloud Zimlet is a different one. You can download the Zimbra 9 Zimlet for Nextcloud. That's still there. Yes, you can just go ahead and use that. The legacy Zimbra 9 Zimlet or Zimbra 8 Zimlet would not work with Zimbra 9 UI.
So there is a new Zimlet available. So yes, maybe we can reach out to the user after the sessions and let them know where they can actually download the new Zimlet.
Yep.
So the next question is, Zimbra Desktop is no longer supported. Why is it mentioned?
Zimbra Desktop, the new Zimbra Desktop is supported. As I said, the new Zimbra Desktop is still in beta. We target to GA 8 soon, and the new Zimbra Desktop will be supported. The legacy Zimbra Desktop is no more supported, but the new one is and will be supported.
Thank you. So next question is the SOAP API for Zimbra Drive. What is the plan?
We can discuss this offline.
Yes. So I think for the Zimbra Drive questions that we have currently from
Biswajit.
Biswajit. So
Yeah.
we'll take it offline. So we
Yeah.
Piyush can actually reach out to Biswajit and they can talk further about it.
Yeah.
In Zimbra Connect, video call is in browser version dependable.
Yeah, so it would work on all major browsers. It would not work on IE, but it would work on Chrome, Firefox, Safari, and Edge as well, but not the legacy Internet Explorer.
So
So
is Zimbra
all
meeting can be recorded. So I assume this is referring to Zimbra Connect.
not as of now.
What would the larger email box we could have per email box?
Well, frankly speaking, I have actually seen a mailbox which is in terabytes.
So it's really up to the setting, correct?
Yes. So there is no limit as long as you have proper compute assigned to the server. You know, there's no limit that you can define for a mailbox.
So what is not available in Zimbra compared to Exchange?
Oh, there are a lot of things that's available in Zimbra. So Zimbra does data deduplication out of the box. Exchange does not, right? Zimbra is an open platform. Exchange is not, and there are many others that we can discuss. What version of Exchange you're talking about? Yeah, Vivek, just you can reach out to me. We can set up a detailed discussion. But there are many features that Zimbra has its native backup, right? Exchange, you need to buy a third-party software. So Vivek, you can just reach out to me.
And
Me
Anand. So
or
Anand, yeah. So either Piyush or Anand, Vivek, you can reach out to either of them for further discussion.
Yeah.
Zimbra 9, is it still open source?
Zimbra 9, yes. It's just that we do not have binaries for Zimbra 9. There are components of Zimbra 9 that are not open source, like the modern UI and the integrations that we're doing. But you can still go to the GitHub, you can download the binaries, compile it, and deploy it. Some of the newer features that we talked about, the integrations that we talked about, are not open source. The modern UI is not open source, but you will still get the classic UI.
All right, so we are way over our half an hour webinar. So I will only go through one more questions, and any questions that we did not address now on this call, we will reach out individually and address the questions accordingly. So the last question is, can Zimbra 9 and Office 365 be worked as hybrid?
Yes. I mean, the short answer is yes. How do we do it? There are ways. So Office 365, you need to configure something called a smart host, and the Zimbra, you need to configure split domain, and they work perfectly in a hybrid environment.
All right. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for all the questions, and thank you for joining today webinar. We are very happy that you spent the afternoon with us. So we will be ending the webinar now. So stay safe and have the wonderful rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.